What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Humble Warrior. Back at you guys with another video. So this time, guys, I think it was Sunday, maybe yesterday. No, actually yesterday. They did the closing interviews for the teams that they made the playoffs or whatever. And they interviewed Tua. They asked him, straight up, how would he feel about playing in a different, on a different team next season. And he, quote unquote, said it would be dope. Of course, he got backlash for that because he stated that a fresh start would be dope. Wouldn't be nothing wrong with it. So I guess people, the Miami Dolphin fan base have taken notice of that and didn't like it. And my only retort to that is this: that kid has given you guys, and when I say you guys, I mean the doormat fans that swept down. They've been fans for years, but a fan is also an empathetic person. You understand football is the team aspect, so why do you guys continue to come with this, the quarterback? Even Shannon Sharpe, if you don't have a quarterback, then you're not going anywhere. Well, Shannon Sharpe, by that logic, then the 2000 Ravens didn't really go nowhere, did they? Just saying. Also, by that same logic, the Philadelphia Eagles don't really have a quarterback. Jalen Hurts is an athlete, yet they won a Super Bowl. They've been to 2 Super Bowls, right? So it's different metrics to this thing. Like just to say you don't have a quarterback. When I watched Tua do what he did over his 6-year span in Miami, and granted, it hasn't equated to postseason success, but he's laid it out. He said that he would die on the field because he loves the game of football. But you got the media pundits and the fan base and a lot of other guys, especially on Twitter, talk about he robbed the franchise. He got $200 million, as if he walked in there himself and told Ross, hey, you gonna pay me the money I want, or I'm walking. Never came in there, never had a conversation with that man. Tua agent does the work. In fact, it was Mike McDaniels who got that man paid. So, because Mike McDaniels believed in him enough to go get him his new deal. And he said that moving forward, he wanted Tua as his quarterback. Now, all of a sudden, he's changing his tone to say they're going to try to look for a new quarterback with Mike McDaniel and the regime leading the way. Do you really think he's going to be that successful next year with a brand new quarterback? Do you really think he is? Calling the same plays he's been calling, well, we don't stretch the defense out at all. All we do is throw it in the middle. We run the same dumbass zone schemes over and over again. Pitch plays, stretch plays. There's nothing creative about what we're doing. Yet, you're going to bring him back, and then you're going to send Tua packing. This is allegedly. All to do what? To say that you made the wrong decision? What you should be doing is telling Mike McDaniel, look here, we're going to need you to regurgitate the play calling roles of somebody else. You need to focus on being a head coach. A head coach has nothing to do with play calling. Has nothing to do with offensive concept and development. You can give your input. You're more than free to do that. But your job is to lead the team in all aspects. Special teams, defense, offense. That's your job. Not to solely focus on the offense and give other roles to other people without checking in with them and seeing what the hell is being done. Your overall operation is the team. The team. But, every time we turn around, they got something going on where he's throwing Tua underneath the bus. Yesterday, he said his out presser, well, me and Tua gonna meet at 8 o'clock in the morning to basically wipe out the emotions and have a healthy conversation. What could you possibly tell that man with the way you treated him this season? What could you possibly tell him? And truth be told, you look worse with him, without him, than with him. You look way worse. People can say what they want to say, but it's like, bro, come on now. The first half of the damn Bengals game, you put up, I think it was 10 or 14 or something like that. You put up 10. I think it was 10 and a half. And then the second half, you got blitzkrieg. The New England Patriots game, the Bengals game, you put up 17 in the first half because it was a tie ball game. So you were tied going into the half. After that, you got blitzkrieg. The damn Patriots game, you only put up 10 points in the second quarter. After that, you didn't even get near the red zone the rest of the way. which speaks loudly about the coach. But people only want to talk about Tua. I'm confused. Against that same Patriots team, we put up damn near 28 points on them, and we lost by 3 because Tua threw a pick, but he had two touchdowns. He actually helped them stay in the ball game. Then we had a punt return for a touchdown, and the very next kickoff, we gave a kick return. We gave a kick return for a touchdown. So it's like, bro, like what are we talking about here? Are we watching the same game, or are we watching what we want to watch with blinders on? Thank you. Excuse me, I had to yawn. You got to be serious with this, man. That's why I'm really curious to see like what happens this off season with all the damn spectacles, all the optics, all this other moving pieces going around, because other coaches are getting fired. You know, the Browns, the Raiders, the Falcons, they said goodbye to their coach. Somebody else got fired. I forgot who the hell it was. But it's ridiculous how much of the blame he received this season. He had a bad season. I won't say him defend him about that. He had a bad season. But when you look at the bigger picture of things, everything was not on him. He did the very best he could with what he was given. Now, for those who watched Quinn Ewers play the last 3 games, what did he do that was so impressive that Tua did not do? If you can answer that directly, and I mean directly, if you can answer that directly, then I will let it go about this Tua thing. But it's hard for you to answer that. You know why? Because the same plays and concepts were called for Quinn Ewers that were called for Tua, and you only put up 14 points. Right? The Cincinnati game, you did get 24. You got a touchdown at the very end of the game as he was getting blitzkrieg. Right? But then the New England Patriots game, you only put up 10 points. Then the Tampa Bay game that you won, you put up, I think it was 24 or something like that you put up. But the offense gave you 17 because it was tied at the half. That's the game it was tied. It was tied at the Tampa Bay game. It was tied at the half. And then from there, you know, you did just enough in the fourth quarter to pull away. I think you was up by 10 in the fourth, and then they scored. Then they threatened to score again because they almost got the onside kick, and we ran the clock out to win the game. But you put up 24 against Tampa Bay, and then you put up 24 against Cincinnati, and then you came back to New England to finish the game out, and you only put up 10, which came in the second quarter. So it's like, what did he really do that looked so much better than what Tua did? Granted, now, the last 3 teams he played, one of them had the worst defense, the other one had a bottom-tier defense in Tampa Bay, and New England had one of the best defenses. So, but even with one of the best defenses, if you're a guru like that, an offensive guru, that should not slow you down. If anything, that should make you enhance what you're trying to do to make the defense work that much harder to stop you. But instead, he claimed that he has to go get another quarterback. He has to get a serviceable quarterback because the quarterback play wasn't up to his standard. Well, what about your duties as a coach? Were they up to standard? Or were you just scapegoating your quarterback because he made $53 million and scheduled to make $56 million next year? So were you trying to hide behind him and what the offense was doing with him so you can bring out Ewers to say this might be the future, which we all know he's not going to be, but people are sitting there trying to hype him up now like it's a train. So it's like, well, you know, I want to see Tua return to Miami because he has a lot he has to prove. He has a lot of people to shut up, but he can only do so much on his end. He can literally come out next year, and average 280 yards a game. If you do the math, that's 5,000 yards in the season, about damn near 5,000 yards in the season. But it doesn't mean anything if the team itself is not built properly to move forward. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing if he goes out there and give you 280 to 300 yards a game with 2 or 3 touchdowns a game, and you win and lose some games, but it's not based on him. If he do all he can next season to get you to the playoffs, and you still don't make it there, and he's not the catalyst for why you didn't make it there, people still gonna blame him. That's the reality that we live in today. But I think the Dolphins screwed this man because they also put in his contract he can't work with no other trainers outside the team trainers, which makes no sense. When he was with Nick in performance, look how much better he looked. This year, he's like a stiff tree. His mobility was an issue. He was never a mobile quarterback, but he can move around. He can wiggle in the pocket. He can also elude people. He was very elusive. It was hard to hit him, or hard to get an exact hit on him, because he was elusive. But I'm like, dude, you guys got to be realistic with your expectations, and the fan base cannot sit and continue to beat him up behind a season that their own coach failed to produce more than 27 points in one single game. I don't think we hit 30 this year, which is crazy. I don't think we hit 30. No, I think the Chargers game we did. That's the only game I can think of that we hit 30. But every other game, we did not get past 30 points. We could barely get 24. With Tua, you was averaging almost 24 a game. They said with Quinn and other guys, you average 15. That's a big difference in production. That means your offense taking a whole step backwards without one key guy. But that same key guy is taking heat from multiple places all over the place. In the organization, in the fan base, in the media, and for what? If he said that it's a dope thing to have a fresh start, why is he wrong for saying that? Did Matthew Stafford not get a fresh start? Did he? How about Tom Brady? How about Geno? The list goes on and on about these guys that go to a new spot. Baker Mayfield, oh my God, a fresh start in Tampa Bay. Look at him. But because he says that, and you expect him not to say anything, how stupid are you? What are you supposed to say? No, I don't want a fresh start, man. You know, I'm loyal to the soil. I'm gonna be here to the day I die. And then the fan base, we don't want you here. You could leave. I don't care if you get a fresh start in well. So he come out and say it, you got a problem with it. Right? Anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. I just think it's completely bogus. I think he should be allowed to get a fresh start. I think he will start in Arizona or wherever the hell they're trying to send him. And that's another thing with Arizona. Arizona's actually a good team. They just tired of Kyler. Right? He had Marvin Harrison Jr. He has Connor in the back, a running back. He has a decent offensive line. He has a hungry young defense. And they'll put enough around him playmaking-wise to make Arizona a more competitive team. Kyler Murray ain't coming to no damn Miami. But if he were, then he'd be running for his life. But that's the way they built the line. So you would pair Mike McDaniels with Kyler Murray, and what are you gonna get? What exactly? So if Miami wins 4 games next year, or 3 games next year with Kyler Murray, and 2 will go to Arizona, and they magically win 10, 11 games, and make the playoffs in the AFC West, or the NFC West, excuse me. They made the playoffs with the Rams and the 49ers there, and the Seahawks. What can you really say about Tua? He goes to another division, makes the playoffs. We get Kyler Murray, we don't get anything. We get a lottery pick. Are you satisfied, fan base? If you are, that shows your sensibility. But anyway, let me got this car, guys. Gotta go ahead and help out. You know, I'm a assistant in daycare, so I gotta go do that. But anyway, guys, peace.